Need more information. And see, now, as you can see, there is not a single hitch in our game. Well, actually, it's loading still, but it's so much better than it was before I restarted. Before I restarted, it was like hitching every second or two, and now it's barely doing anything. Turn it off and on again. It's a thing. Let's go over here. Is that the city? Yeah, east. I think it is. Or actually, I think it's right over this hill. Yeah, it's over this hill. There it is. Kind of see one of the spires over there. Google Stadia will boost Linux compatibility so much. Dude, we have seen systems like Google Stadia like 5 or 6 times in the last couple decades. They always fail for one reason: input lag. I don't know why Google thinks that on the same technology everyone else is using, that they're going to be able to make input lag not an issue. Because what a lot of these companies don't understand is that, sure, input lag is fine with some games, but the second a player dies the first time to input lag, the second a player loses a round because he shot at a guy that his click was a few seconds behind and he lost the round because of it, like, I don't think they understand that gamers are not going to put up with that shit. Like Stadia's fine for a game like Portia or Stardew Valley or stuff like that, but they're selling it as like the best thing for gaming since sliced bread, and then they demoed it and you could clearly see there was tons of input lag. And it, again, I made a tweet about this when it came out, and I was like, dudes, I don't know what you're thinking, because what Google Stadia has been tried many times before, and unless somebody's on fiber, and even then it may be an issue, I just don't see it going anywhere. I just don't see it going anywhere. Google Stadia is going to be large in the US when almost 90% of the country only has 18 megabits. Yeah, I know, dude. Like, again, like people, the thing that drives me nuts is I've heard numerous people be like, just, oh, Stadia's going to be amazing. What about the input lag? Oh, it won't be that bad. It's like, oh, it won't be that bad. It's like, you realize that every other company before Stadia died because input lag was something they said wouldn't be that bad. And it's like, that's what sunk every single competitor before you, and you're discounting it. It's just mind-blowing to me. I don't understand how anyone could give that money, because it's like, even the slightest bit of research can show you that. I mean, you know what Google proved? You know what Google proved to us? They threw millions of dollars at YouTube to become a Twitch competitor, and they failed. And now they're sending millions of dollars at Stadia to revive a technology that has been proven over and over doesn't work properly. What do you think is going to happen? I mean, Google isn't perfect. Just because they're a giant infrastructure doesn't mean they can just magically make things happen. And more importantly, it doesn't mean they can magically make consumers want something they don't. In YouTube gaming's case. So, I don't know, dude. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's Google, they'll do fine. They didn't do fine with YouTube. So, and that was arguably just as big of a project. And they had the YouTube base to feed off. So it's like, you know, I know somebody that put many digits of money into Stadia, and I did everything I could to convince them otherwise, and they still think it's going to be a success. And I'm just like, I hope it is for your sake. I hope Google Stadia is good. I'll be baffled if it works. The Disturbed One says, plain wrong. The tech works. Shadow has proven that. What do you mean? You mean the NVIDIA technology? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I mean, still, I haven't heard of any the demo I saw of Stadia had input lag. So, I mean, like, I'm just going off what I've seen. Shadow of Mordor? I don't think that's what he's talking about. I don't think he's saying it's going to win with the power of Sauron. But that would be pretty cool, to be fair. That would be pretty cool. If Google said this technology will succeed because we have inhabited the power of Sauron, I could get behind that. I would. I'd be like, okay, I'll give you a try. To be fair, I've never tried a system powered by Sauron. We can talk. Like, that's a thing. That is a thing. Let's see. Do we already know these? We know these. Okay. We can make some more movement speed food. We should probably do that before we go, because I think some of it's going to rot. Grab some more of those. Oh, I've got a bunch, actually. Let's get all of them. Nice. Get some of you guys. I do want to keep some palladium, and I think I want to bank some of these rare parts in Monsoon. So we'll bring those with us. Cool. Let's make some quick food, and then we are back to Monsoon. I am very curious to see where they're going with this Monsoon quest, man. I'm wondering if Elatt is going to turn out to be like a fake or something. That would be wild, dude. I don't know really where else they could be going with all this stuff that Olile is doing. Oh, I need salt and a... Do you have one of these? Shoot. I thought I had cactus fruit. It must have gone bad. Let's buy some travel rations. Oh, I banked it. I banked it. That's what I did. Shadow.tech, see for yourself. Shadow Tech? Are there any other systems that use Shadow Tech? Because that's not the same technology that the NVIDIA Shield uses for Moonlight, is it? Because I actually use that tech. And even that has a tiny bit of lag over LAN. So I hope not. Let's see, I need to go into this. So I want to do open and then I. There we go. Oh, I don't have any. Damn. I totally thought I had some desert stuff in this. Whelp. That's okay. All this stuff in here. I don't think it'll last the next area, unfortunately. I wonder if someone else sells that here. Maybe the trader bro does. Let's see. Hey, Odin's Beard. How you doing, bud? No. Okay. Well, we'll just eat it. It probably wouldn't last very long in Monsoon anyway. So we're just gonna do it live. Nice dress, yo. All right. Let's get some sleep, and we'll see if we can get out of here between like the best time to be in the desert is between night and dark. So we'll do like right there. I really want to see people trying to play fighting games with 2 to 3 seconds of input lag. Well, to be fair to be fair to the game, I don't think it'll be multi-second input lag. I think it'll be more like half second to a second input lag. So I think the issue is going to be that it looks okay to investors, but then when gamers get their hands on it, they're going to be like, this is not good. I think that's the main issue, is that the tech is getting better, but it's not there yet. So, yeah. But again, you know, hopefully they'll pull something out and impress us all. I mean, games on demand and streaming games, there's no question that would be the best. Like, that would be awesome. But yeah, and another thing we have to factor in is fighting games and games that do online already wrestle with lag. So one big thing that we're going to have to consider is the fact that we're going to be having streaming input lag on top of internet matchmaking and netcode lag. That might be a bit worse. That might be a bit worse. Yeah. Direct says, you don't think the investors are going to actually use the tech they're investing in? Oh, fair point. These days, that's actually a really good point. The people that invest in this kind of stuff are not generally the people that use it. So, yeah. Half a second delay is so unplayable. I agree, Ezekiel. In most cases, it absolutely is. The only time I could see a half-second input lag being okay is in a game that just has little to no Twitch gameplay. And by Twitch gameplay, I mean like shooters. Like shooters and stuff, half a second is completely unacceptable. You need 1-to-1 if you really want to like experience that game properly. But again, a game like Stardew Valley or a turn-based RPG like DOS2, you know, I mean that kind of stuff is a lot more doable. Things that don't require immediate Twitch actions. Accuracy over time. You know, like as long as you're not dealing with those types of ratios, then it could be okay. So it'll be interesting. Like, for instance, I got to admit, it would be very interesting if Stadia came out and all of the games on it were games like I was talking about. Like, what if the Stadia devs were really smart and they just didn't put first-person shooters and they didn't put fighting games? And it's like, that could be a weird way around this. I mean, granted, it would mean that your library of games is a lot less, but it would mean that the games you have on there you could play well and fine. So Outward would be perfect for it? No, I emphatically disagree. Outward is a good example of a game that would not work properly. Because, well, if you're doing a melee character, if you're doing any type of dodging or any type of timed attacks, then those are the exact situations you don't want input lag. Because that's when you get like 1/2 second can be the difference between getting an attack out or waiting too long, the enemy hits you and kills you. Like that 1/2 second can determine that. So, yeah, I know. I can't believe they showcased Doom. Because like Doom is the worst type of game you would want to play on something like Stadia. Like that is the opposite. Yeah, like they might as well have shown Sekiro. Like good God, you'd have to be crazy to play Sekiro with even a 1/10 of a second of input lag, let alone like a 1/2 second. I mean, yeah, that kind of stuff is nuts. Granted, you could get through a lot of Sekiro just spamming the L1 button, but once you start getting to like the harder bosses, that doesn't work. Trust me, I tried. Yeah, definitely the harder bosses are way more about timing your blocks and a lot less about spamming your block. I know, right? It's like the next time at Stadia, they're like, we're here to demo you our new product called Stadia. Check it out as we play this fun new game called Osu. And everything just, crumbles from that point forward. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, that's sweet L1 spam. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. The Disturbed one says, everyone is saying it doesn't work when it does. Oh, so I'm assuming you didn't watch the demo of it. Okay, cool. So you haven't actually seen it in action with the input lag. You haven't actually seen that yet. Okay, that's fine. So in that case, if you want to keep thinking the technology works when it doesn't, that's cool. Now, if you'd like to go Google the YouTube video and see for yourself that it doesn't work properly, you can go ahead and do that and then come back and let us know. But yeah, if you watched the Stadia demo, there was a camera taken from behind where you could see the person on the controls and you could see the game he was playing, and the input lag was not good. And you could see that with your eyeballs. So yeah, go Google it. The presentations are fake. They use recorded gameplay video to really show what it does, which completely invalidates the point of the demo. Cool. Good talk. So in other words, they just lied to everyone. Okay. Well, hey, that's an option too. If that's what they did, then there you go. Yeah, showing a fake, if I don't know if that's true, but if that's actually true and they used a demo to show off Stadia and not an actual thing, then that is honestly, that is like next level scummery. Because the whole point of a Stadia demo would be to show that the technology works. And if you're not showing the technology works, then you're basically just lying to everyone about what they're seeing. So, yeah. Wasted Bonsai says, how do you fake a playable demo? Oh, well, I mean, it'd be super easy to fake. Just play a video on the laptop and play a video on the big screen. And that way, I mean, you're basically, there's nothing going on there. You're just playing videos. So they could totally fake it if they wanted to. I'm not saying they did. I have no idea what they did. But all I know is what we can see looked bad. So again, maybe if it was like not synced properly or something, like all I know is what I saw looked terrible. So yeah, that's the only thing I know for sure. Hey, good morning, Athorian. How are you, bud? Anyway, I'm done talking about that. Let's talk about something else. Am I pre-recorded? Yes, don't care bear. I am pre-recorded completely. I am 100% pre-recorded. Wasted Bonsai says, so what about the person playing the demo? How would they not know? Well, I'm assuming the person playing the demo would be in on it. Yeah. Would it be worse if it was NVIDIA streaming? Well, the thing about NVIDIA streaming is NVIDIA streaming is actually pretty good, and I've actually been using it. You can get a program called Moonlight, and it's actually really easy to set up. If you have an NVIDIA card that supports it, then you can download a program called Moonlight and then turn on streaming on your gaming machine. And you can essentially stream that game to any other computer on your network. It's awesome. My guild leader in EverQuest, his name is Vith. He's a really cool dude, and he actually turned me on to this. Because on our new EverQuest server, you can only play one account on one computer. But what I can do is I can fire up an EverQuest account on a second computer and use a program called Moonlight to then put it in a window on my main computer. So then I can just tab between the two instances of EQ. One's on the computer I'm on, one's on the computer I'm not, and they look identical. They look and play identical. Like, I've had times when I've forgotten which is which. Now, granted, we're talking about over a LAN, which is a completely different thing than what we were talking about before. But it's super cool, and it's totally free. And the program you used to do it is called Moonlight, which is an open source app. So go get it. Like, if you have multiple computers and a decent NVIDIA card, go check it out, man. It's super cool. It also works with the NVIDIA Shield, the little handheld thing. So you can stream a computer game onto your NVIDIA Shield, like on your couch. It's pretty awesome. How does it compare to Steam Link? I had some issues setting up Steam Link. I don't know why. And I've heard other people had a lot better luck than I did. But for some reason, my Steam Link wouldn't work properly. It wouldn't be able to detect the other things. And granted, I tried it like when it was just kind of coming out, so it hadn't really gotten a lot of time under its belt for development yet. But yeah, I had some weird issues with Steam Link. I'm not saying it's bad now. I'm just saying I haven't really tried it. Hey, Elder Zidane. Good to see you this morning, dude. Appreciate your little daily burst of positivity there. Thanks, man. Do I get a quarter each time I say Moonlight? It's an open source app, bro. No, I don't. That being said, Moonlight, just in case. I could use lunch today, so hopefully that paid for it. Steam streaming still isn't great. I've tried, says Batter Gaming. Yeah, it's not quite there yet. Oh, that's cool. Haystyle says, I use Steam Link. It's okay. Okay. So I'm hearing mostly like, okay, it works, but not really a lot of like great stuff. $1.5 lunch. Hey, I got a McDonald's near me. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. I won't be happy about it, but I'll make it work. Man, I tell you, we need more people like this in the world. Why can't everyone be like him? Keys, man. I tell you. Good vibes to you, dude. Thank you for being you. Steam Link is good over wired, mediocre over Wi-Fi. Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. There we go. And get the Firefly powder. Yoink. Do, 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 do. Danute. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Steam Link isn't bad. It's more meh for good non-action stuff. Oh, cool. Okay. It sounds like Steam Link is decent over LAN, but Wi-Fi is not great. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. I'll have to try it again. Not that I do it too often, so. Laughter is the best medicine sometimes. Kuronekasama, couldn't agree more, dude. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. I remember growing up, I remember that my school did like one of those medical presentations growing up, and I'll never forget. And honestly, I think this is one of the reasons that I'm kind of so much about it these days. Oh, dude, wait, these guys are, hold on. These guys are near the tent. Oh, no, they aren't. No, they aren't. I'll never forget in that presentation where the guy made a point to mention, he says, if you've ever heard laughter is the best medicine, you need to understand that that's not just a saying. Because when you're laughing, all sorts of things are going on in your body. You're producing chemicals that your body doesn't normally have. You're doing things in your head that things are going on in your brain that are healthy and good. And when you, especially if you are not feeling good beforehand, it can be extremely beneficial to laugh. It lowers your stress, which is healthy for you. It does physical things to your body. If you're actually laughing like loudly, there's even a physical component. Like, it's crazy. And yeah, I mean, you know, people joke around saying laughter is the best medicine, but laughter is really, really powerful. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Laughter is the best medicine. That is until you can make it down to the dispensary. I see someone lives in Colorado. Nice. I've tried, Nuri, I've tried giving Ko a heads up regarding his game stuttering issue, but I don't think he's seen it. I have the same issue, and I used to restart my PC as well, but now I've been able to restart my GPU from the device manager, and it fixes the issue for a day or so. And unlike restarting the PC, which takes a few minutes, restarting the GPU takes 30 seconds. Mouth Dodo, although I think I know what driver issue that you're talking about, my issue I've nailed down to being an issue with a certain type of memory filling up. And I can, whenever the problem starts, I can actually go into my task manager and I can look at the memory and see that it's being completely ruined. So yeah, it's not my issue, but I appreciate your support. Thank you for trying. That's awesome. Thank you. And maybe that helps someone else. Maybe someone else in chat has that issue. So, but yeah, my particular issue is a Windows 10 problem that is known but not fixed, and only affects some people. And the only current way around it without having to do a restart is basically downloading batch files that clear out that memory on the regular. And I don't remember the exact type of RAM. It's called like index paging RAM, or it's not the page file, that's different, but it's some kind of index thing that I don't know. It took me months to figure out what it was. Yeah, but anyway. Okay, I am very interested to hear this part, so I'm going to focus for a minute. Oh, Rowan, you came. How are you holding up? You've got what we need? Wonderful. Let's find out what this tablet has to say. You and Alile sit and begin to translate the tablet. As you work, the truth becomes eerily clear. Elatt must be stopped. People turn from our teachings, believing the power of mankind over the 5 winds that have guided us since before the first dawn. They elevate him above his mortal self. This folly must be brought to heel. Only we have the right to guide humanity as the winds decree. We cannot stop Elatt in the physical realm. He is too strong and too well guarded. The High Priestess has woven a spell that will deal with him from a distance, something he cannot defend against, a divine lesson that no mortal can be greater than the winds that blow within us all. We will force his inside wind to turn against him and put his spirit at war with itself. It will be a scourge against his entire being, and his spiritual agony fills him with corruption that will utterly consume him. To forcibly twist someone's self in such a way will require an incredible amount of mana. We need to divert the entirety of the Abrasar's ley line, which is gone now, into the focal point of the spell. With the very essence of Ori fueling the spell, I foresee only success. He will either die immediately from such corruption, or he will be turned into a mad, monstrous beast that all will rally to destroy. May the wind of fury guide our effort, so that none forget that no human should be considered more than mere flesh at the mercy of the winds of Ori. I don't understand. The scourge destroyed so much of Ori. If it was supposed to kill only Elatt, then how come it didn't? How come it caused the very ground around him to explode and give birth to the scourge beasts and ascended Elatt to godhood? Elatt, did he cause this calamity on purpose? Did the spell fail? Is Elatt himself part of the scourge? What happened? I wish I could just ask him. Then why don't we? He wanted to hear what we discovered either way. Yes, I think we should. I think we have enough to question him about this. I'm going to his altar in the temple. This is nothing like the Levant questline. This is super cool. I like this. Also, become as gods. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You and Alile reach out to catch Elatt's attention. He responds surprisingly swiftly. Hey, big guy. Damn. I sense great urgency in your hearts. Speak. What is your need? Elatt, what are you? The Cabal of Winds used a spell to kill you. It was designed to fill your spirit with corruption and turn it against you. And yet you live on as a god, and the scourge is struck Ori instead. Are you really the man that was struck by that spell? Ah, so things are finally made clear to me. The Cabal of Winds was fearful. As I read your mind, I feel the sorrow that pushed the Cabal to slay me with such a powerful ritual. Wait, you didn't know? I knew that the Cabal of Winds tried to kill me. I suspected why, but I did not know their method. So they used the strength of a ley line to twist Ori's mana into a weapon to turn my spirit against itself. This is the last piece of the puzzle I was missing. All I knew was that as I traveled through the place we now call the Gates of Catharsis, I was struck with great pain. I withdrew into myself, felt myself be consumed from within by my own spirit. I meditated and stood my ground against the spell, believing that I could untie myself, unite myself again. I refused to die. My mind expanded and escaped its mortal shell, and I was turned into what I am now, living thought. My body, however, it was truly and utterly destroyed, and from it burst a flood of corruption that devastated the land around me. So it wasn't Elatt that caused the corruption. It was the people who wanted to kill Elatt. It not only killed him, but then spilled forth from his body and poisoned the world. All manner of plants and animals were bathed in the corruption, and they became twisted monsters. The scourge beasts, imbued with one single purpose, my death. But I could no longer die, so they rampaged against all life, desperate to accomplish their purpose. If I had known that by surviving their spell I would have unleashed such horror on Ori, then I would have gladly chosen death. But now, knowing what they did, it helps me to understand why I am what I am, It helps me to understand why I am what I have become, why I feel like I am a part of Ori itself now. So the key to divinity is an unbreakable will in the face of death, fueled by an incredible source of mana, to resist the very end of your spirit and to transcend oblivion. I don't want to spoil it, but remember the end of the Levant questline? We should try not to let this knowledge spread too far too quickly. It would rock the very foundations of Ori. Knowledge this dangerous should be revealed very carefully. Yeah, what they basically just found out is they can create gods. We can make gods. Alile, I understand. I'm sorry I doubted you, Elatt. I shouldn't have questioned your motives. Do not be sorry. Only from doubt and questions can we learn, and only from learning can we reach understanding. Thank you for unearthing this truth. Now there's something you must put to rest, Alile. The priests with whom you shared your doubts are gathering in a lotus in the swamp. Saurian seeks them. I sense danger. You should hurry to find them. Help them to understand as you have. I'll find them, Elatt. I'll set them straight again. Rowan, let's split up. We'll cover ground faster. Cool. I actually think I know exactly where that is. Look at this guy. You look fishy. Although I like your glowing belt buckle. Nice. Become as gods. Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. Become as gods. So anyone can become a god as long as you survive the attack. I think the premise is that if a ley line is focused on a person and corrupted to try to kill them, if during that process the person essentially refuses to die, like if he mentally is just like, you know, super stoic and stalwart, then that's how they would then break out of that situation. And I'm assuming it has to do because of the influx of mana going into them at the time. I don't think anyone could just like before they die be like, I don't want to die. I'm a god. I don't think that's quite how it works. I think it has something to do with the fact that he was like being infused with energy as he was feeling that. Yeah. At least that's my guess. That's my current guess.